Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Light back into the 19th video. In today's video, we're going to be doing X-Men Days of Future Past review here on the channel. So, X-Men Days of Future Past, I usually get it mixed up by accident. So, my apologies if I say this Days of the Future Past. That's wrong. It's, of course, Days of Future Past. So, yeah, I guess let's get into my opinion on this movie. So, X-Men Days of the Future Past is definitely one of the better X-Men movies. Probably, at least for me, top three. Uh, yeah, or top two technically. It's either this one in my personal opinion, this one or X-Men First Class. I'm not too sure, but it depends what day it is. So, yeah, X-Men Days of the Future Past, really good, really good. Like it tried to round up all the storylines, and I definitely think that was really well done. So I guess let's get into the positives of the X-Men Days of the Future Past. Sorry, Future Past, not the Future Past. Sorry. So yeah, let's get into the positives. Okay, so the positives, first of all, I really thought the costuming was pretty good. And I'm specifically going to be talking about Magneto's costume was really well put. And just the whole X-Men from the past, or I mean the future, sorry. Their costume is really well. I thought it was definitely a solid costume choicing for all of the different X-Men they had. I mean, it wasn't comic accurate or anything like that, but it still looked cool. It doesn't have to be comic accurate to look cool. That's something is really interesting as well. Which I really liked is the way all the characters kind of looked. I mean, Charles Xavier and Beast weren't really wearing, and Wolverine and he's in the past weren't really wearing any costumes. They were just more wearing regular clothes. But Magneto's costume was really spot on, and I thought the future X-Men they had some pretty good costume choices as well. So that was pretty interesting as well. The story slash plot. I thought it was awesome the way they um, they wrote the whole story, just tying everything together. Because if you remember, First Class was before this, and we saw that, and we were thinking a lot of people were expecting, oh, they're gonna roll with this X Men, or what are they doing here? Why is there just some random past thing? Well, that was for good reason, and at least now they're trying to tie it together. And to be honest, you guys, I know people always say, "Oh, this is just a way to recast." They just recast it because they didn't like the people who were playing it before, and partially that's true, honestly. But I find that the cast was getting a bit old, honestly. Just it wasn't. They had their trilogy, that whole trilogy before, as well as the fourth. Technically, this would have been the fourth movie, but it wasn't really there in the movie too much. Other than Hugh Jackman was in it for a long extended period of time. But again, they had their time and stuff, and I thought this was an interesting way of kind of doing a reboot, because technically it was kind of like doing a reboot because so forth we got the newer X Men instead of the older one. So yeah, I like that as well. I thought it was a really cool and interesting way of rebooting the whole X Men franchise. Technically, it was like a reboot. Uh, yeah, I guess, well, yeah, it's pretty much like a reboot, but not a reboot because technically it's just their younger selves. But again, like you changed up the cast and everything, so yeah, and it's more different character heavy instead of like Wolverine heavy. It's more Mystique and Magneto and Charles Xavier heavy as opposed to like Jean Grey and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, Jean Grey is focused on as well in the last movie, but we'll get to that review later on another video. So yeah. Writing wise, really well done. Again, it did a really good job in terms of making everything make sense on exactly how he is getting set back to the past. But there's one thing I really don't understand is how exactly is Kitty Pryde making Logan go get transferred into his uh his body in the past when her powers are literally like she can go through walls and stuff. I mean, I would expect it more to be honestly Charles Xavier doing it. To be honest with you, maybe with Cerebral that would have been might have been a better choice. But I guess so. it doesn't really matter, but they did make sense of it. Like they put him in his, they said that they put him in his past body as well as he looks the same, obviously because of obvious circumstances and regenerative health. So yeah, I thought that was really well done. Again, I liked how they try to wrap everything together. I thought it was really well. I didn't think it was bad at all. I thought it was really well done. This is the way I would like to see things get rebooted if they ever do, within the same franchise. Of course, wouldn't mind seeing this, but obviously reboots are different for everything because this is a bit different where they made them younger. Whereas in say Spider-Man, for example, when you're switching from Tobey Maguire to Andrew Garfield, you're not really doing that because that makes no sense. So yeah, it only works under specific circumstances. Like I don't think they could ever do this with Marvel or DC, depending on what it is. They have to do with a specific franchise. Um, yeah, that I can't think of right now. Maybe I don't think they would do this with the Avengers, but we're getting a bit off topic. So yeah, character wise, I thought these characters were very leveled. Again, I'm a huge fan of Michael Fassbender as Magneto. I think he plays the role awesome. I think he's a really good Magneto. I think he plays him really well. Of course, James McAvoy. He plays Professor X really well. A different take on him. Quicksilver was definitely interesting. Mystique is interesting. Wolverine interesting. Trask was really interesting. All these characters very had much layer to exactly what they were doing. Like for example, we saw there's some time passed between, of course, uh, Future Class and of course this movie. So at least in the past wise, it was like 20 years, maybe 10 years, 15 years, something along those lines. And we could see that there was a lot of stuff going on. This ties into the story as well, with the whole, again, writing and story is it wrapped up a lot of the characters. Like you kind of felt made you feel bad for the mutants and what exactly was going on. You could see kind of why Mystique was trying to kill Trask, obviously, and Magneto was trying to kill uh, just the way he acts, the reasoning, like killing the presidents and stuff. I don't agree with killing presidents, but you could see exactly why he's doing it and stuff. He sorely wants to do things for, again, mutant kind, and he thinks that they don't deserve to be like this, treated the way they are. So yeah. So I thought those were really good layered characters. Again, Charles Xavier, you could kind of see the layers to him as well, which I thought was interesting, and just the way he acts and stuff, just because of everything that was happening with Magneto, and then seeing like mutants dying all the time and all this getting experimented on, tortured, all that. Yeah. Uh, the next one would probably it's going to be the acting. Again, the acting was spot on. Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy do stellar jobs throughout the whole time playing these characters. They do an awesome job as acting. Really enjoyable. Hugh Jackman, of course, he brings it for all the time. He plays Logan slash Wolverine in the Xmen movies, slash his own solo films as well. He brings it every time. He does a really stellar job. And the cast does another well done job, especially like old Charles Xavier, old Magneto, and stuff like that. Really well done, really enjoyable. Uh, yeah. And then it was like It's just an enjoyable movie. Really enjoyable. I especially like that scene with Quicksilver in that kitchen in the Pentagon. I thought that was an awesomely done scene. Really good, really enjoyable. Really enjoyed just the whole movie. It was very enjoyable to be just watching, just for fun. It was stellar. I thought it was really well in terms of enjoyment. Really enjoyed it. Next up would probably be the theme. I like the themes in it, the common themes of like, again, oppressed minorities and stuff like that, and how it relates to like mutants and stuff like that. With the way mutants are treated and always fighting for their rights and stuff like that, it really represents kind of more of an oppressed minority in whatever society and stuff like that. So I thought that was really interesting and a really good theme as well for these X-Men movies. It's just not for this movie, but it's very much shown in this movie because, of course, Trask is against mutants and he's trying to experiment in them and kill them and whatever. So yeah, message again goes with the theme. Really interesting. How it ties to real world events, as we see in the movie, we're seeing ties into the Vietnam War. It also tied into JFK's assassination. It also tied in with Richard Nixon. He was in it too. Somebody playing him, of course. So that's something else I really liked as well. It tied into kind of real world events in the United States history and all that. So I thought that was really interesting as well. Next, it would probably be the visual effects. Visual effects were spot on. I really liked the way the whole Sentinels looked. I thought they looked really interesting, really well done. Props to the people who did that, the visual effects people. They did a really awesome job. I thought they looked really cool. Uh, and yeah, uh, negative wise, costumes again. Charles Xavier didn't really have a costume. He was just wearing regular clothes with Beast, but it was all right, honestly. It wasn't too bad. I mean, yeah. So again, with the negative wise, Wolverine, I can't even lie. Wolverine was kind of just there. Like, he proved some purpose, but like, in all honesty, some of the times he was just there. Like, especially when Magneto and Charles had problems and stuff, he was just standing there like whatever. He wasn't really doing anything that really affected the story. I mean, obviously he got teleported to the past. That affects the story a lot, but like in the outcome, in the ending, like it was mainly Mystique and Charles there, and they were just all fighting each other and stuff. And then Magneto just tossed him away again. So there was kind of no point in that whole topic there. I thought it wasn't. I mean, Wolverine was definitely a cool character, but again, he was kind of just there. So yeah, I'll give my own overall rating right now, and it's gonna be a 9.5 out of 10. Just it has like one or two flaws, nothing too major, but it's still a highly good movie. I really enjoy it. But anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.